Did you know that one simple mistake at age 65 can cost you thousands of dollars every single year for the rest of your life? It's called the Medicare lifetime penalty. It's automatic, it's permanent, and it's hitting more retirees than ever before. If you think you're covered, or you're relying on your employer's plan, you might be accruing a penalty right now without even knowing it. Today, I'm showing you the 5 traps that are quietly costing retirees their hard-earned money and exactly how to stop them. Let's start with the one that shocks people the most. Trap 1, the penalty that never goes away. When you turn 65, the government gives you a 7-month window to enroll in Medicare Part B. That window opens 3 months before your birthday and closes 3 months after. Miss that window for any reason, and the government starts adding a permanent surcharge to your monthly bill. Not for a year, not until you pay it off, every single month for the rest of your life. Here's the math. For every 12 months you go without Part B coverage, the government adds 10% to your premium permanently. Delay for 2 years. That's 20% extra on your bill forever. Delay for 5 years. You're paying 50% more than your neighbor who signed up on time. Same coverage, same doctors, just a bigger bill every month because of one missed deadline at 65. Right now, the standard Part B premium is around $185 a month. A 5-year delay adds over $90 to that every month for life. That's more than $1,000 a year. Gone, just because nobody told you about a 7-month window. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Meet David. He's 67, a retired accountant from Ohio. He felt perfectly healthy at 65, so he decided to skip Medicare for 2 years and stay on his wife's employer plan. What he didn't know was that his wife worked for a company with only 12 employees. Under Medicare rules, that plan didn't protect him. When David finally enrolled, he discovered he owed a permanent 20% surcharge on his Part B premium. That's an extra $440 every year for the rest of his life, from one assumption he never thought to question. And then there's Sandra. She retired at 66 from a large hospital system, went on COBRA for 18 months, and assumed she was protected. She wasn't. By the time she enrolled in Medicare, she had accrued 15 months of penalties. Her monthly premium is now permanently higher than every other retiree on her street, even though she never went a single day without health insurance. These aren't unusual stories. They happen every single day, and they happen because of 5 specific traps that nobody warns you about. Trap 2, the number 20. Most people who miss this window don't miss it on purpose. They miss it because they think they're covered by their employer. And here's where the second trap is hiding. If you work for a company with 20 or more employees, your employer coverage is considered primary insurance. You can delay Medicare without any penalty, as long as you enroll within 8 months of losing that coverage. That's the rule most people know. But here's what nobody tells you. If your employer has fewer than 20 employees, the rules flip completely. Medicare becomes your primary coverage, even if your employer is still paying for your insurance. And if you didn't sign up for Medicare at 65 because you assumed your job covered you, you've been building up that 10% penalty for every year you waited. This catches small business owners, part-time workers, and employees of family businesses all the time. They do everything right. They stay on their employer plan. They pay their premiums, and then they retire and find out they owe a penalty they had no idea was growing. The number that matters is 20. If your company has 20 or more employees, you're protected. If it has fewer than 20, you needed Medicare at 65, regardless of your work coverage. Write that number down. Trap 3, the Part D trap. Nobody mentions most people don't realize the penalty applies to prescription drugs too. Medicare Part D covers your prescriptions, and just like Part B, there's a late enrollment penalty if you go without creditable drug coverage for 63 days or more after your initial enrollment period ends. The penalty is 1% of the national base premium for every month you went without coverage. And just like Part B, it's permanent. What catches people here is the word creditable. Not all drug coverage qualifies. You could be paying for prescription coverage every single month and still be accruing a Medicare penalty because your plan didn't meet Medicare's minimum standard. If you're not sure whether your current drug coverage qualifies, your insurance company is legally required to send you a notice every year that tells you. It's called the Notice of Creditable Coverage. If you never received one, or you threw it away, Call your insurer today and ask directly, is my drug coverage creditable under Medicare Part D? Get the answer in writing. Trap 4. The COBRA mistake. Here's a trap that catches a lot of people right at retirement. You leave your job. Your employer offers you COBRA coverage to stay on their health plan for up to 18 months. You think, great, I'm covered. I don't need to worry about Medicare yet. That is one of the most expensive assumptions a retiree can make. COBRA does not give you a special enrollment period for Medicare. The moment your active employer coverage ended, your Medicare penalty clock started ticking. Every month you spend on COBRA instead of enrolling in Medicare is another month of permanent penalty building up on your account. The special enrollment period, which lets you sign up for Medicare without any penalty after losing employer coverage, only applies to active employer coverage from a company where you or your spouse is currently employed. Not COBRA, not retiree coverage from a former employer, not marketplace coverage. If you retired and went on COBRA thinking it protected you, stop right now and check your dates, because every month since your active coverage ended has been adding to a bill you may not even know you owe. Trap 5. The form that protects you. Here's the good news. If you delayed Medicare because you had legitimate employer coverage, there's one document that can protect you from every penalty I just described. It's called Form CMS-L564. This is the form your employer fills out to prove that you had creditable employer coverage while you were actively working. When you go to enroll in Medicare and claim your special enrollment period, this is the document that proves your delay was legitimate. Without it, Social Security has no record that you qualify, and they will apply the penalty automatically. Here's what most people don't know. You are responsible for getting this form filled out. Social Security doesn't track your employment history. Your employer doesn't send it in automatically. You have to request it, get it signed, and submit it yourself. When you apply for Medicare, the process is simple. Go to Medicare.gov, download form CMS-L564. Bring it to your HR department, have them fill out Section B, and submit it with your Medicare application. One form, one conversation with HR. That's the difference between paying a permanent penalty for the rest of your life and paying nothing at all. So here's what I need you to do this week. First, find out how many employees your current or former employer had when you turned 65. The number is 20. Second, check whether your drug coverage has always been creditable. Call your insurer and ask. Third, if you delayed Medicare because of employer coverage, locate Form CMS-L564 right now, before you need it. And if you're already retired and not sure whether you owe a penalty, call Medicare directly at 1-800-MEDICARE. It's a free call. It takes about 15 minutes, and it could save you thousands of dollars. This is your money. These are your benefits. And now you know the 5 traps and exactly how to avoid every single one of them. I'm George. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.